This is going to be my first attempt at an ombre using a new mold that I got, and I'll talk more about that as we go through the video. But it's really good to be with you all. I know I haven't done a video in a couple weeks, and I'm going to be improving on that, in fact, because I now have some help that's well trained. I've got caught up on a lot of things. Life is going very well, and I am starting to get back into the enjoyment of enjoyment. Doing the things that I like to do, and this is one of those. This is strictly a YouTube video. This was not a special request. It's just a video that or a soap I wanted to make. I had decided to make a new soap and wanted to color it with just a couple of things. I'm using Gromwell root and annatto seed for this one. And the truth is, I started making this soap without any plan, except to use a mold that I'd got. I recently got a new mold from Custom Craft Tools and their angle tool, and I'll show you that in a few moments here in the video. But more than anything, I wanted to do a soap just for me. And this is one of those soaps. I made this soap for me to use. It has all the wonderful ingredients that I love. Of course, I'm making enough of it so that I can also stick some in the shop or put them in my grab bags, but the most important thing for me in this video was just to make a soap for me. And you will also see my big bushy head some in the video. I'm using a new camera angle, which I realize I have to rearrange a bit for me because of the way I move around. And as you can see, my big fuzzy head is getting in the way, and nobody wants that. So I'm going to be moving the camera again. I wanted a straight down overhead shot, which I have achieved, but I need to not bend into that or change the angle a bit so that it's not so obvious. And at the end of this video, you're going to see I also have a new lighting system and a new table as well. Right here, you see I'm working on the stainless steel table, but well, I didn't get a new table, but I got a new pad for this table, so there's not all that reflected light. And I was so proud of this that I finally got it and put it all together. So you'll see at the end of the video actually looks a lot better than it does here, because I've got some great new lighting and the new pad on the table. So everything just, I think, looks a bit better, which is something I was aiming for. This goat milk was actually goat milk that I got from the girls yesterday morning. We've got a bunch of, I've got a bunch of new babies right now. 11 new babies just over the last 2 weeks. And so there's a lot of milk because the mothers make enough milk for twins, and many of them are just having one single baby, which is not uncommon, the first babies of the spring. So they have a lot of extra milk right now. So I'm collecting it and freezing it. And what's wonderful about this is I get to use it when it's very, very fresh. And that's appealing to me when I'm making a soap. And if I'm babbling on and talking more than normal, that's because I'm overdubbing this, because during the making of this video, although I was talking during the video, my microphone sounded terrible. So that's something else that I'm working on, is better sound during the videos. And that's the custom craft, that's called the Atrium mold, because, well, it's clear on the sides. And this is the angle tool, which is called the Chesire Cat mold, angler. Anyway, what it does, it allows you to adjust the angle to do these kind of pours. I had it backwards, so I kept hitting while I was pouring. You'll see here, see how it's moving? It's because I kept hitting with the pitcher those two bars, where if I'd simply rotated them, it was first time using it, so live and learn, right? And I won't do that in the future. And all I'm doing is I'm pouring the Gromwell root and then adding a bit of the annatto seed to it to try to create this gradient. And then my hope was at the end that it would just be the annatto. So would go from purple to a lighter purple or a variation of purple and then into the orange yellow color. And again, sorry about my hair, the way it keeps popping in the screen. I need a haircut, and I'm actually having a medical procedure on the 11th of April. So I do plan on getting a haircut before then. So I'm going to clean up my act a bit. So I'm actually going to be going on video more. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't go on video more, why I just, occasionally I'll put up a picture or something, but I don't really go live on camera. And that's something I'm working toward. I'm going to be doing that actually. This month I'm going to start doing more face-to-face soaping videos because people have asked for it, and I need to get past my shyness in that area and my I'm not a big fan of my face and my hair and all that. I am me, and I like me fine, and a lot of people seem to like me, and there's some people that don't like me, and that's all okay too. But I am going to try to go on video more because people have asked, and so I'm going to try to accommodate that and see how it goes. My soap did start thickening up here at the end, as you can see, so I did a lot of banging around. And one of the great things about doing a soap like this or anything like this is every experience can be a little bit different. We can learn from, I've been making soap for over 50 years. But those were always very basic soaps. Great soaps, they were generally just tallow or lard soaps with very little design in them. And until I started doing YouTube videos, did I really start adding more color and more design. And as you can see, even after all these years on YouTube, my soaps are still pretty basic. My primary seller are just my plain old tallow soaps. But I am trying to do a bit more. Like I said, this soap is for me. Not just me, it's for whoever wants it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I want to do more than just my plain soaps, which are my big money makers. The plain tallow soaps or my coconut decadent soaps, those soaps are just basically one or two ingredients, and those are the big sellers. Those are what keep me in business, what allow me to do everything else. But I want to do everything else. I want to start doing more of these kind of videos, which is why I bought this mold to begin with, was so that I could spend more time working on designs. I do believe that variety is the spice of life. I know that's a silly analogy and a phrase that's been used a lot, but I truly do believe that's true, that you need variation in what you do. If you're just doing one thing, you can kind of get in a monotony and burn out, and I'm not there, but I'm just saying that can happen. But I was really pleased with how these turned out. Now again, they don't look so hot here because of the lighting and the reflection off the table, but look what happens when I add the new light that I have. It improves both my skin tone, but see how you can see the reality of what I see when I look at these soaps. The bright sunniness of that annatto with the blending with the Cromwell root, giving that ombre. I actually kind of felt like these reminded me a lot of Purple Mountain's majesty with the bright sunlight over the horizon, but they're not really mountains, they're more like valleys, right? And again, sorry about my hair getting in the camera. Here I'm just cleaning these soaps up. These were 2 days old, I think, at the time, 3 days maybe when I did this. But I really was happy with how they turned out, and they just really smell fantastic. Lemongrass is so refreshing and invigorating. It's one of my favorites. I guess if my top 5 would be, and seems to be my customers too, but I love lemongrass, I love lavender, Yes, guys can like lavender. When I like rosemary, cedarwood is a favorite as well. Some of the ones I'm not a big fan of, but some of my customers really like. Lang Lang, it's a little too sweet for me. Rose geranium, a little too strong. It kind of reminds me of my grandmother. But again, I have a lot of customers that do like it and choose it in different things, you know. So we all have different tastes and ideas of what's pleasant. And, you know, one person can drink coffee and think it just tastes wonderful. They can taste those chocolatey undernotes and all those wonderful things. And someone else can taste it and just think it's bitter and nasty, right? We're all different. And I think that's why I encourage other people to make soap and to make lotions and make things, because no two are going to be just alike. Even if you try to copy me or I try to copy you, we have our own love, our own initiative that goes into things and adds our own personality, our own who we are-ness to our products. And, you know, customers will even tell me that they can see the love in what I make. And it's because I do love to do it and try to do a great job at it. And I know you do too. Listen, I'm going to end this video. I've talked too much, but I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Goodbye.